So how do you become productive? This is my 4-step process on becoming productive every day. This is not a Pomodoro technique. Does even being productive help us? Is even productive being healthy? This is where most of the people make the mistake. There is a thing known as flow state. Distraction is not your enemy, but distraction is your friend. You got one life. Chill, relax and enjoy. Or is it? If you're not productive, someone else is, and they're coming for your spot. Does even being productive help us? Or just being like a normal person doing his or her daily work is enough? Well, you got one life, chill, relax and enjoy. Being productive is to effectively utilizing your time and resource to achieve your outcomes and goals, whether it's personal or professional. In simple terms, it means, dude, stop wasting your time. Now, there is no such amount of timing of how much hours a person should be productive. It depends from person to person. For some, it could be 4. For some, it could be 6. For some, it could be 8. For some, it could be 12. For some, it could be 16. For some, it could be 18. For some, it could be even 21 hours a day. Damn! Even the top musicians, athletes, all of them have a practice session of this long. But why does everyone want to be productive the whole day? And how does the productivity experts do it? Don't they get burnt out? Well, it's not because they're working the whole day. It's because they have fun in what they do. But most importantly, they have a goal that they're always chasing after. Enough of the yapping session. Now, let me show you how I try to be productive. This is the first step that I do to become productive. And number 1 is writing down all your tasks on a piece of paper can be very helpful. By doing this, you will be very aware of each and everything that you should be doing today. Now, let's move on to the second step. It is time blocking every task in a calendar. For example, this is mine. This can really help you in a way where it gives you reminders each 10, maybe 15 minutes before the next task. So you will be aware of not overdoing the tasks that you are doing and not underdoing it. So you'll be right on track. Now, the third one. I'm sure you must have heard about this book called as Atomic Habits by James Clear. Actually, this step is a step to take away your procrastination. Most of the people are lazy but are ambitious and they find it so hard to start a task. That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. Put a timer for 2 minutes and just start the task. Once the timer is up, it's totally free to get off. Here's where the magic comes in. 99% of people actually keep on going. It is always so hard to just immediately stop a task that you're doing. In psychology, I guess. And then the last and the final step. I'm sure you might be thinking of something else, but this is different. Step 4. Get regular intervals of break. Yes, you heard it right. You have to take breaks. People always think that being productive is doing task after task after task after task. But it is actually not. Doing a task, taking a certain amount of break in between. Listen carefully. This is not a Pomodoro technique. This is where most of the people make the mistake. They just set a Pomodoro timer and they just work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, or maybe 50 minutes, take a 10-minute break. There is a thing known as flow state. When a person starts working, generally has a flow state where after doing the task for a certain amount of time, they keep on doing it. And that is when they enter the flow state. This is where your Pomodoro timer might be interrupting you. Yeah, you will lose your focus. But then, if you do a task, get into the flow state and keep doing it until you're tired, then take a break. That is where the break really comes into play. And now, it's time for the most important question that most of the people have. Is being productive healthy? Well, I would say it is healthy. You know why? Because of this quote from William Penn. Time is what we have in abundance, but it is the thing that we use the worst. Use your time wisely, because the time that is gone forever. You will never get your time back. You can have endless amount of fun, you can have endless amount of money, but you can never have endless amount of time. Now, when I say this, even myself, I too get distracted most of the times. It is meant to be in that way. You are faced with challenges day after day so that you become more and more productive. That is the way how you become more and more productive, by facing challenges, by being distracted. So distraction is not your enemy, but distraction is your friend in one way, but in the other way, if you get distracted, then that is your enemy. So you should stay away from your friend. Anyways, keep on working yourself day after day after day after day, so that you be the reason, so that the greeds feel insecure. To know my goal, watch the previous video. Bye.